Welcome to episode 19. You guys believe that?
Getting there,
I
getting
know,
up
where's
there
the year
in the
gone?
numbers.
It feels
Seems
like
like just yesterday we were level 1 floundering.
I know. I miss
And now
those
we're
days.
level 6 floundering.
I miss the days when you couldn't, heal yourselves and bring yourselves back to life. Well, anyways, thank you. Thank you everybody for tuning in for this week's episode. As far as I know, getting even closer to obviously you guys have seen the new starting graphic. That is just a teaser for the rest of our new layout that is coming very, very shortly, very soon, as well as a couple other big things, a couple other big surprises, a couple other things we have in the works. So again, appreciate you guys hanging in there and helping us out with that. It's, you guys continue to watch us do this, and we were talking today about 92 followers and how we don't know who 92 people, or at least Chris doesn't. So again, thank you guys for all that you're doing, and we appreciate the likes and the follows and all the positive feedback. It just helps us continue to have the drive to make this thing cooler and better. Other than that, Ryan, am I missing anything? Anything else you want to talk about this week?
I've just had my head dug into work, so that's about all I've got. Is just the new graphics coming, getting there, chipping away at them.
And I think Kalita will not be joining us tonight, so sorry, no Kalita this evening, but I think we will make do. And yeah, I guess with that, last time, the 5 best friends +2 -1. You guys furthered your another day of travel along the long road that stemmed Kasarda in the mage nation of Illusk, where Quaylin calls home. The day seemed to come to a bit of a halt as you found a literal and figurative fork in the road, deciding whether to head towards the capital of Illusk, the Arcanum Scholarum in the town of Old Owl Well, or head beyond to the unknown regions to the north in search of Gremnick's kin. After a bit of discussion, the sun set behind you, and your quiet sleep on the side of the road was interrupted by a small gnome named Esme, who desperately needed help ridding her house of some vermin. After a hilarious bit of back and forth on whether Esme was in fact Esme or it was a Raksasha, and many trials and tests that almost or may have led to her death, you guys decided to help her out and clear out the tower of these weird cultist worshippers. What they were there for, who they were, or why Esme needed them out, it was never really dug into. She thanked you and said it would be a real pain for her to have done it herself. And with some forceful meandering from Quaylin and Hayes, you guys managed to get the party out and away from the tower. And as you walk away back towards the road, the sun is now cresting the hills to the east. What would you like to do?
Did that count as a long rest for us or not? Because we were.
It was a long rest because that was the second half, late into the second half of the rest. You guys were woken.
So, Quailan, did you catch that gnome's name?
Yes, of course. I believe I wrote it down somewhere.
Am I wrong to assume that that is so sort of the way that certain other creatures sort of name themselves, not typically like a gnomish thing?
I don't believe that was a gnomish name, no.
Okay. Okay, just making sure I wasn't going crazy. Okay, good. Okay.
I'll be quite honest. I was not expecting that outcome.
No, that's not how I planned on spending my night.
Bah, it was just a bit of passion. What's got you spooked like there be a fox in your hen house or some such?
Oh, not a fox. No, much bigger. But no, carry on. Forth, many splendid things for you to see. Not that way.
Ah, you're right. Back on the road. Get ourselves back to the horses.
And even if it was, I see no reason why we ran from the thing. We'd done it favor.
After much deliberation.
It's called a gnome, Longlegs, not a thing.
Dwarf. You cease to see beyond your nose. Even though I'm not sure what I believe on this matter. I thought you would have warmed to the idea of a giant lizard.
Ah, you know how I feel about the big lizards, but there weren't no lizards on my eyes. For a gnome.
I think exactly what we ran into was exactly what we were supposed to run into. And that's all that matters.
This is no time for starting lyrics, Elf.
You're right. I should write this down. Quietly, jot this down.
Okay, I'm ready. I have quill.
Life.
Uh-huh.
Shit. I lost it.
I don't think that's a very good start.
No, just carry on.
Lads, ain't never seen no lizard that, stood shorter than Gremnick and looked like a gnome.
No, it's not something you would expect. Not at all.
So, as far as I know, and Quellan will probably know more than me about this, but as far as I can tell, dragons don't always have to look like them. It is, like, you ever see one of those half lizard, half people around Gremnick?
Half lizard, half people. Ugh, no. You telling me Tails, cat?
So I have not seen one either, but as far as I know, there are people around like that, and they may not be born just that way naturally, as far as I know. It takes somebody to get a dragon into bed, and you know how that works. But the dragon has to be. I don't. I should not be explaining this. I'm not the one that knows things about it. Quayla would be much better. But as far as I know, a person could mate with a dragon when the dragon takes the form of something else.
Need to be smoke pouch, cat.
No. It's again. I don't know. I don't know for a fact. This is just something that sort of the scholars taught me back at home. But apparently, Quaylan, am I wrong here?
I'm not a specialist on the subject myself, but in the Scholarium there is sure to be volumes on the subject of dragon anatomy and reproduction is your fancy, Master Gremnick. We must be off, really. Maybe perhaps this is not the best time.
Dragons changing their skin, looking like folk. Sounds like long-legged superstition. A reason to chase anything that's not human out of town. Oh, it ain't no gnome. It's a dragon. Get it? I know what you're saying, Longlegs.
No, not that. You know what? That's a good idea, Quaylan. What? Let's just go. We can talk about this on the way.
Yeah, come on, Gremnick. I know a very nice establishment of which you may find quite to your liking. I believe it's called the Red Raven. They will serve your grog or swill or whatever it is you drink. I'm sure.
Muttering to himself, Adeptus. No, long legs. It was the gnome who forwarded the idea.
It sound like an establishment worth investigating. Might be clues, like.
Yeah, oh yes, to be sure.
Cruise? Cruise to what? How
I thought he
how
said
you ended up sleeping on the floor again, Master Dwarf?
You never know what you turn up, when you put your ear to the ground in a place like that. It'd be a hub of information.
Is that
Yes,
what you were
I
doing?
remember your last excuse. Excuse me.
Last time I remember spending a night in a place like that, woke up to a bunch of old shined up long legs, trying to bind me hands, carting us off to some prison. Learned a lot that day.
Forgive me, Master Gnome, you were saying?
Wait, what? No, I was just back to writing in my book. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let us be on with it then.
So our final destination was toward what the city, Quailan?
We verge upon the old owl well, home of the Arcanum Scholarum and my residence.
And as you guys make your way back to the road, it is another day's probably day a little over. As you get nearer, you can see in the distance the sort of winding river, the Floritas, that stretches from north to south and heads into the mountains. The mountains sprawling over the east, the Sunrise Mountains and the Argyle Spine, sort of looming in the distance. As night gets closer, you're still maybe a half a day away. So you've got one more day, really, to make camp on the road, or you can try to push through in the night to try to get to the town. It's up to you.
I say let's push through, guys. I mean, when we rested the first time, we heard people passing by us all the time. I'm sure it's fine.
Most of us be well versed in seeing in the dark. The horses, on the other hand, I don't believe they have the same gifts.
I don't need to see.
Sorry,
I'm fine with.
Kalita's not here to speak for herself.
I'm fine with either. I just on the way, I need a little bit of a rest. I got a little banged up in those fights, so I'm just going to sleep in the wagon if that's okay.
You rest up, Cat. Gremnick will keep an eye out.
You mind if I take a nappy nap next to Hazy?
So you are okay. So for this day's travel, you're just gonna push through the evening. Is what you're saying? Sorry.
Yeah, I believe that's the intent.
I think we're trying to achieve both, right?
Yep, sure. So who's taking first watch? And who's sleeping?
I'll be up. That's what
Yeah.
I do.
I'll stay up. I didn't get dinged up.
Gremnick's riding his pony. He's not in the wagon, so he's definitely keeping watch.
This always happens.
Gremnick, you're sort of guiding the wagon.
Yeah, kind of
Right.
riding point.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
It's 19.
So the road is dark, but the moon is fairly high. So with your night vision, which it doesn't typically afford you a great distance where you can really see well, the road ahead is fairly well lit. Uneventful. You guys just continue to drive past. You see several camps on the side of the road. Some small farms starting to jut up the closer and closer you get to the city. Eventually, the sound of rushing water hits your ears and eventually gets louder and louder as you slowly make your way down this sort of dark path. Almost an alert as the sound of the hooves against the dirt turns into a loud clicking as they begin to hit cobblestone. And as you sort of peer through the darkness, you see that there is several small gatehouses as in a bridge, this sort of large stone and wood bridge in front of you that is crossing the river.
No, I think we're coming up on some of the guards. Maybe you should be speaking to them and not not whole Grimnick.
Yes, of course. My coat
Gremnick
here.
falls back a little bit with his pony.
As you as you approach the gatehouses along the bridge, the guards do come out and they stop and sort of approach you, Quaylen. Oi, everything all right? We don't typically allow passage during the night.
No worries. We're on official Scalaran business. Quaylen, Kazoo, Magus, First Order.
All right.
You'll be letting us in now, please.
Yeah, yes, of course, Master Kazoo. If you just give me just a moment, I'll go verify. And he heads into
Are you new here, boy?
No, sir. My father was a bridge gatekeeper. His father was a bridge gatekeeper. My name's Tom Gatekeeper.
Tom. Yes, I know your brother. Of course. Yes, do see. Of course, due process. I understand.
You know Fred.
Yeah, of course, yes.
Well, have you seen
Fred.
him? He's been missing for years.
I'm afraid I myself have been missing for quite some time.
His wife and children are worried sick.
Oh, Laura, no. Such a kind woman. Oh, Lord. I am so terribly sorry for your loss.
Too good for him, Master Kazoo.
Well, he was a nice boy.
Anyways, yeah, if you just let me just, of course, use the stones, verify. Give me just a moment. I apologize. We get so many of you, Magi, coming and going. So, my apologies. Memory's not what it used to be.
Nah, completely accepted.
Right.
I kick Gremnick. I had to due process, of course.
Due process.
And you can see as he steps into the gatehouse, these several small stones begin to glow as he starts to hold a conversation. After a few moments, he comes back out. Yes, of course, Master Kazoo. You may pass. Please watch your footing on the bridge as it is quite dark. And welcome to home.
Much appreciated, sir. And good day to you.
Yep. You as well.
Behold, the housed city.
Those bucketheads, they sure be leaping to your word, eh, gnome?
He was new.
That'd be very interesting.
Gremnick scratches at his beard for a moment as he thinks about the possibilities.
It's never happened before, I assure you. I've been away for quite some time,
How long have you been away?
That's a very good question, actually. I have to check my notes and get back to you. What day is it? Oh, yes. Yes, of course. Let's see.
It's the 3rd.
I believe I've been gone for 3.5, 4 years, thereabouts.
Wow.
Ah, blink of an eye.
Yeah, not so long, but for these ones,
Were you here long before you left?
I've been here for ages. Yes, of course, yes. I have a well-established household, of course.
This be your clan hold.
I'm sorry, clan. Nothing so barbaric. We are Scalarum, a consortium of arcanists, specialists of enchanting, everything of the like.
Don't like magic.
Do you like a filled cup?
Depended on the contents. I fell for that before.
Yeah, I suppose you have. Yes. With magic, we can do all kinds of things. Look around you. Almost everything you see is held together with some sort of magic.
Right now, I'd be concerned with the magic disappearing of the dust from the back of me throat. Washed away, like, by a refreshing beverage.
Ah, yes, I haven't forgotten. We have a little bit of the city to walk through if we're gonna head there, so it's this way.
And you do notice, although it is dark, with your vision the way it is, there are these large shapes sort of moving in the darkness, and you hear this sort of whoosh, whoosh as your eyes sort of focus in on these large, intricate windmills that are found in the farms and the outskirts. The city sort of rolls in front of you. Maybe a quarter of a mile across the bridge, you now see the houses and the lighting, the well-lit interior of the city, the path, the road itself now incredibly clean, neat, and intricate, illuminated by these sort of magical lampposts, almost like torches with no flame. They sort of guide the path through the city center. And now, as you approach, Quaylen, you said you want to head to the Red Raven?
Yes, I do believe I promised the Master Dwarf for a brew, as he calls it.
Only one leg. Oh.
So as
Help yourself to the rest.
So as you make your way through the city, the streets, although well lit, are not overly active. There's still the random passing cart or groups of people stumbling out of a different tavern, which is quite upsetting to you, Gremnik, because it's not as, why isn't that the one you're going to, right? It's closer. But after a bit of travel through the city, you find your way to a small, fairly simple wood and stone building. It houses a stable, a fence, a small vegetable garden out front. There is light coming from inside, although the tavern doesn't seem overly full at the moment. As you pull up, nobody immediately rushes out to greet you, as it is the dead of night. So it's up to you what you want to do.
I give you the Red Raven Tavern. Mark, you'll have to wait outside. Dean hates it when you break his floorboards.
Let's get this pony stabled. Then we can get inside and get to important business.
Are we here?
Wake up, Master Hayes.
I feel much better. What is this?
It's the Red Raven Tavern. I promised Master Gremnik a drink before we tied away.
We're gonna solve the great mystery of whether or not the gnomes people know how to brew a decent ale.
I'm probably just going to get your room. You have fun, Gremnik.
You catch up on your sleep, cat. I understand. I won't hold it against you.
Well, yes, I may do the same. I did not nap well in that cart.
Hey, don't worry. I'll drink your share too, priest.
Sort of gather myself, wipe the dust off my gambeson and head into the tavern. Jumping out of the back of the cart with a spring.
As you guys enter, go ahead.
I shall join you, cat. Wait up.
Okay.
As you guys enter the tavern, it's sort of dimly lit. The door opens to several tables and a small hearth on the right-hand side of the building that is sort of glowing embers at this point. There aren't any other patrons in there at the moment, and you don't see the innkeeper. After a few moments, after entering, as each of you goes through, a small bell above the door chimes. A sort of aged human, slightly balding, dark hair, graying at the temples, comes sort of rushing out from a doorway in the back, still in his night clothes. So sorry, it's quite late. How may I help you?
Quaylen kind of pushes his way through the taller folk. It's been a while, Dean. How are you?
Quaylen, of course it would be you barging in at all hours of the evening.
I do apologize for the late evening, but there's always work to be done. That's what I've always told you.
And how have you been? And he looks just as you remember him, although, humans age so fast, it's so hard.
You look
sort of
terrible, Dean.
You look the same. And
You really should try to get more sleep. You still make the finest pot of tea.
Master Magi, of course, I will make you tea. What do I owe the visit?
Well, we seek a little bit of guidance from our higher up friends in the Scholarum. Brought these travelers along with me. We're in quite the dire situation, and it would seem that only the intellect of the wise ones will aid us in impeding the evil that follows us.
It sounds like...
But not follow here, of course. Of course not. No.
Oh, good. It sounds like quite the adventure this time around, eh?
It's a little bit out of character, I know, usually. But I am in the practicum, part of my examination, of course, with the Scholarum, so I guess this is what that's part of.
Yes, of course. So, all right, I will put some tea on and secure, I believe, how many rooms will you be needing? We've got 4 available.
I will take them all, Dean. Put a fat stack of gold on the counter.
Gremnik's eyes follow the gold, widen slightly.
I'm gonna drop 50 on them.
Oh, money bags.
That should be enough, right, Dean?
Yeah, Master Kazoo, I cannot accept 50 gold.
And yet you will.
How long will you be staying?
I believe we should only be staying a couple of nights. Collect what we need here and be moving along. It's dangerous for just to stay in
Yes.
one place, I think, at this point.
Of course, whatever you need. I'm at your service. And if you don't mind, I will go and get the tea prepared.
Bring a brew for the dwarf also.
Hey,
Promise
your darkest.
Of course.
Before you go, could you just point me? Oh, there you go.
Yes,
Sorry to interrupt.
sorry. Yes, the rooms there. If you go up the stairs, the second floor. There is the second. There's two on your left, as well as one the furthest on the right hand side down. If you cannot find it, I'll be up in a moment.
Thank you. Adeptus. That one on the end, away from everything, sounds like a nice quiet spot.
Perhaps we'll take that one. Although I'm uneasy about us sleeping separately, given the threat that stands against us.
But there are 6 of us and only 4 rooms, so at least some of us will have to double it up.
Old Gremnick, he'll sleep in the stable or wherever you sleep. Don't you worry.
I myself will be staying at my own home, of course. No offense, Dean.
No,
Master Kralin. Master Kralin, if I might have a word. You have such sway over this place. Perhaps we could hire it to be private. We occupy all the rooms. Perhaps 2 days stay we can pay to have no other patrons staying. It would limit the threat to us.
Yeah, I don't think Dean would oppose. Money talks. You heard Hayes. Whoever said it, I don't know.
As you say that, there's a small creak on the stairs. Hayes, and as you turn quickly, like sort of alerted, you see this small figure. Looks like a small boy with sort of curly brown hair, big brown eyes, and he's sort of rubbing them. He is wearing, just an oversized tunic and a pair of breeches, barefoot, comes downstairs.
Oh dear God! Now you've done it.
His eyes get real wide for a moment as he gets excited. Master Kazoo!
Great, good.
Master Kazoo! And
yes. Hello, Robert. How are you?
Oh, sir, it's so good to see you. Where's Mark?
He's out front, of course.
Oh,
You know how your father doesn't like him breaking the floorboards.
Yes, of course. Can I go put oil on him?
You can. Yes, you can go see him. I'm sure he'll be happy to see you.
And then with that, he immediately darts out of the front.
You were saying, Adeptus?
I am uneasy about this. And you staying in your own residence.
No, it's completely safe. I assure you.
Hey, and how we know that when you come back to see us tomorrow, it's gonna be you, like.
Even that boy now, who stepped outside, how's to know that he doesn't come back inside the Raksasha?
Well, now I think you're just being overly paranoid.
I don't think you're being paranoid enough, Master Gnome.
We should just pretend nothing's wrong. Maybe it'll go away.
The elf, as always.
It's the power of the mind.
As long as you do exactly the opposite of what she's saying. You do give good advice.
Very astute observation, Master Grimnick.
Hey, the lodestone, it don't spin right, but it's still right, so some of the time. You take me meaning.
Well, there clearly is not enough accommodations for all of us here. So, if it pleases you, someone can accompany me to my residence and stay the night there also, which should free up some of the space in the rooms here. Acceptable terms?
I'll go with you.
Ooh, I want to come too.
No. Maybe.
Hey, take the elf. Take the elf.
Yeah.
You'd be safer with the elf watching over you.
Oh dear God.
Yes, all those useful things the elf does. You'll be perfectly safe.
Bring the elf and the thief to my home. Yes, of course. I'll never sleep because I'll be worried about my things, and I'll never sleep because I'll never sleep. It's perfect. Yes, of course. Yes. Well,
Let's go then.
Let's be on our way then.
I haven't even finished. Dean, I'm taking the tea to go. I'll bring the cup back tomorrow.
Aye, and a fine evening to you.
That's just what you said about the last one, sir.
I'll bring them all back tomorrow.
Right.
Hey, we can carry them for you.
Although there is no need to rush off, I mean, perhaps we could enjoy this tea. Although my mind now, perhaps too much company with Master Gremnik, I perhaps require a stronger beverage.
Yeah, the road will do that to you, priest.
Mr. Dean,
Yes, lass.
are you serving food?
I don't have much prepared. I could perhaps.
It doesn't have to be cooked.
Let me see.
I would just like to purchase all of your eggs.
I mean, all of the eggs.
Yep.
And you want them uncooked?
Yes, please. Uncracked as well.
Nothing less from friends of Mr. Quailing Kazoo. I guess it's fairly normal that they would be psychotic. Yes, of course. Yes, I can. I have, I think, several dozen prepared for breakfast, but I guess I can send the boy
I'll
out
give
in the
you
morning.
1 platinum for all your eggs.
Excuse me. Oh, yes, of course. Yes. Where did you say you people were from again?
Never mind that. Save me an egg.
No.
I will give you
1 platinum for all of them. Not 1 less than all.
check my purse.
Yes, of course. And he comes back with like a large basket of, fresh white eggs.
Thank you. Here's your platinum. Selling eggs, 2 platinum.
Well, I don't have 1 elf, so ruffle your feathers. Damn.
I'm so sorry, Dean. She recently read one of my books on supply and demand, and now she thinks she's an entrepreneur. I'm so sorry.
Hard to argue with capitalism.
Gremnik nudges Adeptus.
An egg is a small price to pay to be rid of the elf.
I look back at the dwarf. You're a monster.
Priest, here, the first one's free.
Elf.
She also read my book on crack cocaine.
Wow.
Oh no.
Anyway, enough talk about cookery. Thank you for the egg.
It's been a pleasure.
So as the party separates, Quaylen, Asto, and Val, as you step outside, the little boy is busy. He's got like this little can of oil that he is oiling Mark's joints, and he's just, Mark, where'd you get all these scratches from? What? Yeah, I bet you've seen some cool battles. Oh man, I can't wait till someday I get my own mark. Oh, Master Kazoo, all oiled for you, sir.
Okay, that's a good boy. I'm flicking my silver.
Are you guys leaving so soon?
Yes, I'm afraid we must head to my abode. We'll be back in the morning to collect these vagrants, though.
Oh, great. Awesome. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow then.
Yes, of course. This way.
And he, like, rushes into the house. Into the tavern. So the Red Raven is here. You guys can see on the map. You got it?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What a lovely L-shaped building.
It stands for love.
It does not.
So as the rest of you travel down the sort of lit streets, as it gets closer and closer to morning, I guess it's still very late in the evening, so it's still fairly empty. You walk through the what is essentially known as the Magus Quarter. You notice that the buildings themselves are completely ununiform. There are all different styles and shapes, a mismatch of culture and conception. Just sort of like all of them seem out of place, and none of them seem to fit the current surroundings. In a short matter of time, you come across, you see the large wall, the skull arm, still dark in the distance. You just see the sort of looming towers. You can't really make them out. But as you get closer to the wall, there's these two large buildings. One looks just extremely lavish as Quaylen begins to walk up towards the entrance. And to your dismay, walks right past it to a very small building wedged in between these two mansion-like structures.
Here we are. This is the old spot. Let's just see if I can remember the combination here.
Wow, you quite tucked in here.
Oh, yes, I know. I try to maintain a low profile, you know.
You watch as he gets to the front door. There's a small, looks like it could have been nice at one point, like a small wooden fence in the front, maybe 2 feet high, but the garden itself and the grass is all overgrown and dying plants everywhere. It's just it's very well, very unkempt and not maintained. As he gets to the door, there's a series of dials, levers, and switches. Not like a key lock like you'd be familiar with. And you watch as he inputs 3 different symbols, turns a knob a few times, and then pulls a lever, and the door swings open.
After me, of course. Come on in.
Oh.
Ow! Lights? Where's the lights? Welcome to my home.
Wow. It's cozy.
You can sleep on the floor there. Going to my room.
Perfect.
Why don't you describe what they see as they enter?
It's like you see, it's just tables. It's like a living space, but like the living is still there. Like all of Dean's cups are like stacked up on a table. It's like an old rickety table. It's really not a nice place. Like definitely busier doing other things, than clean up after myself. So that's just the main living area and the living room that you walk into.
How do you live like this?
Yeah, I don't really live here at all, to be quite honest. Pass through most of the time.
Do I notice anything like a weird machinery or anything like that around?
I can tell you that you don't. That's right.
Yeah, well, make a perception check.
Wow. 1.
No, just the sheer clutter and the small size of the building that you've now opted to stay in for the evening, it just does not. I mean, it's almost like claustrophobic. Your head nearly touches the ceiling. Mark one, just a little shorter than you, or right around the same size, is sort of slouched down.
I'm just gonna sit right here and wait for morning. It's morning time.
Splendid idea.
Master Kazoo, before you go,
Yeah.
have a look at something for me.
Yeah. I knew there was a catch.
I'm gonna pass him a piece of paper I've been scribbling on.
What is this? What is it? What is it? I really have no idea.
It's all right, mate.
Oh, I've got it upside down. Interesting. Okay.
Don't
Where did you come up with this?
don't ask any questions. Just tell me if you can make it.
Well, of course I can make it. Yeah,
Wonderful.
I'm a great Quinn. Kazoo, I can make anything.
Well, if you could get back to me with what we're gonna need, see if I can pick them up while we're in, that'd be great.
To be certain, you can find what you would need in this town. Most certain. Allow me to compile a list. I'll do so while I finish my tea. I'll be upstairs. Don't bother me.
As you are. Good evening, Master Kazoo.
Make yourselves at home. Maybe push some of those plates away over there.
I'm gonna cot you in a chair and put my feet on the nearest piece of furniture. Just lay back.
The chair, I was gonna say the chair is small and it's uncomfortable. Yeah.
It's like one of those Fisher Price ones.
I'm just gonna get up and start cleaning everything once Quaylen leaves the room.
Okay. Is that how you're spending your evening?
Yeah. And I'm gonna place those cups nicely by the door for us to take back.
Yeah, what are you doing with all those eggs?
Oh, I want to bug the priest. He bugs me so much, that's all. You want some of them? I'm gonna cook them while I'm cleaning here.
Yeah, cook up some eggs.
I'm gonna try and do that too. I'm gonna cook 3 dozen eggs or so.
So as Val turns into Susie Homemaker for the evening. Aster, is there anything else you want to do?
Nope. Just gonna put my feet up and watch Val mess about.
You don't want to know what's behind the other door?
I didn't even see there was another door.
Roll perception.
So much junk.
I definitely didn't see the door.
Gremnik, so Asto, as Asto tries to his best to close his eyes, is wincing every time Val sort of bashes into plates. After some very difficult nights.
Asto's waiting on a 12-egg omelet.
Okay, waiting on a 12-egg omelet. Gremnik, Hayes, Adeptus, Kalito, what are you guys doing?
Gremnik is naturally guzzling alcohol, keeping the barkeep busy. Trying to see how long you can keep him on his feet, just like downing drinks as they're handed to him.
Master Hayes, do you intend to go up to your room?
Yes, I do.
Well, I'm uneasy with you going alone up there. If you and I could share a room, I shall come now.
Is there
excuse me, sir?
Oh, hello.
Are you? Did a wizard turn you into this?
Into No,
Looking
no.
for tabaxi.
How cute. No, this is
This
this
young
is how I
boy,
am.
he was kept by a demon. That's how he ended up this
Oh,
way. I wouldn't
don't-
dwell too close to the creature.
Don't upset the child.
Well, I'm not afraid of demons.
Clearly not. Look at you. You look like you could handle your own. No. My people are called the Tabaxi. We are from far away from here.
I didn't mean no offense. I ain't never seen a giant cat person.
Oh no, it's okay. No, not many people do. It's okay. Okay. You want to touch my tail?
It's pretty cool.
Hey, here you go. Here's it's don't grab too hard. But I take my tail and I just kind of wave it at him.
And there was a
Cautiously grabs
bishop
it
who got excommunicated for less than that, Master Hayes.
I don't know what the priest is talking about. Anyway,
You see, sort of like he looks up from the tail and he's like enamored by it. He looks up and just like sticks his tongue out at Adeptus.
Head rat.
what is your name?
That'll be enough, Robert. Please go to bed. Or otherwise you'll sleep through Mark's return tomorrow.
Oh yeah, of course. I have to finish my present. Oh, Quaylen's gonna be so excited.
Oh, I'm sure he will be.
And he rushes back up the stairs.
What a cute kid.
They're not bad at that age, eh? Too bad they turn into long legs.
Yes, his mother was quite tall. Master Dwarf, are you another?
Aye, you keep them coming. I'll let you know when to stop.
Yeah, of course. So how is it you all managed to meet the Master Quaylen?
Hey, you're not planning on sleeping anytime soon, are you, barkeep? It's a bit of a tale.
It would appear not.
Well, let me tell you a tale that'll chill your bones and make your blood run cold.
Before you get started, Master Dwarf, Master Hayes and I should take our leave. Good day and thank you, innkeep.
Yes, of course. Sleep well.
And to you.
Yes, yeah.
Although that may elude you for some hours now.
Hey, who could sleep in the middle of such a gripping tale?
Yes, well, at my age, the sleep's not as required nearly as much.
It's such a tale. Well, where to start? I ever tell you about the time I got ate by a lizard?
You've never spoken to him before. As I got
Sorry, lizard. Yes, the lizard again. No, yes, you've heard that one. So after several hours pass, Gremnik finally stumbles upstairs and finds a place to sleep. Not on the bed, but on the floor. Just next to the bed. Kalita finds her own room. And was it Hayes and Adeptus? You guys were sharing a room.
Yes, I believe that was the
Oh no, there were
intention.
4. There was one for each of you, so everybody get their room. So.
But on the way up, going to the rooms, I'm going to talk to Adeptus and Adeptus. I do appreciate the offer, but I don't know if I can trust really anyone right now. Last time I stayed in a room, Val tried to stab me. I think I would feel safer. Unfortunately, by myself.
I don't like this.
I'm going to try to barricade myself in as best I can.
You've seen that thing disappear in front of our eyes. What do you think a plank of wood can keep it out?
Possibly no. But it would be easier to keep you out, being possessed by such a thing.
Well, I can't say I blame you, but I think it is an ill move.
I appreciate your concern. I just, I don't know who to trust, and it feels terrible not being able to trust my 5 best friends. But
That was quite a nasty wound the elf gave you, so I shall honor your wishes as much as I disagree.
I'll tell you what. Why don't you stay in the room right next door, and I'll throw something at the wall if I need help.
Yeah. I suppose a small compromise will do. I shall go to mine now then, as you have done. So, have your shoe ready, your boot ready to throw.
I don't have boots.
Oh, yes, of course. I have boots. You do not have boots.
I'm sure there's a book or something I can throw in the room.
You've become so familiar to me. I forget you're a walking, talking cat.
One day I'll take you to my place. Maybe you'll begin to grow an appreciation of cat people. We're really quite clean and pleasant, mostly.
Well, I've grown quite attached to you, so anything's possible, Master Cat.
Well,
Anyway, I will not tally you any longer. To our rooms. Good rest to you. May the dawn shine bright.
Good night, Adeptus. And as soon as I get into my room, I'm going to instantly start looking for ways to wedge the door closed and secure any windows or that sort of thing.
As you buckle down for the evening, you feel the room is fairly secured, although sleep doesn't come fairly easy for most of you, as the concerns of obviously it's a little easier to manage the guilt of potential harm coming to others. Images of the little child getting eaten alive by Rakshasa seem to flood your mind, and particularly Adeptus, it's a very troubled sleep, with the exception of Gremnik, who is passed out drunk.
Recuperating.
The morning comes all too slow, as it just seems to take hours for the sun to rise, and the excuse to get about with the mission at hand. As the sun begins to rise, the town lights up. More and more noise outside, laughter and carts rolling from the windows in the rooms of the tavern. You sort of hear. Unlike some of the other major cities, the people tend to be they seem to be friendly and talkative. Gremnik, much to your dismay, even just outside the tavern, patrons begin to sort of fill in as the morning grows a little later, and the smells of cooked ham and eggs it begins to sort of flood your senses. Val, Asto, Quaylen. Val has Quaylen. I guess as you come downstairs or whatever you guys want to do, what are you guys doing?
Finding a container for these boiled eggs.
I noticed there's another door in the room.
I come out of it.
Morning, Master Zoo.
Eh, good morning to you. Now, who touched my things? Which one of you?
Me.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
You were saying, Master Esther?
What you got back there?
Nothing. Kind of kick the door shut. It's just my laboratory, of course.
Oh, can I clean up in there too?
I assure you, it does not need to be clean.
I don't know.
What do you
Until you
use
see
this?
something, you know.
What do you use it for?
Well, I was just doing some fine adjustments and tuning to Eleanor, giving her the tender love and care that she deserves. I give her a little pat on my belt. It's really nothing special if you must see for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as you open the door, he passes through, and it comes to your mind. You distinctly remember him going upstairs, and you don't know how he snuck past you. And as you walk through the door, this sort of queasy, uneasy feeling hits you in the stomach, almost like a lurching of a ship underneath your legs. Val, similar feeling to almost when you face step. The room in front of you is sprawling and much bigger than the house that you are in. Wide open, immaculately kept, with beakers boiling and small machines whirring clocks and gears and just all kinds of things in machinations. You see these elaborate tools of all different shapes and sizes. Books line the walls. Welcome to Quaylen's lab.
So his head is spinning, trying to take in everything all at once.
Careful, the door can make you dizzy from time to time. As you can see, there's no need for your womanly touch here. I assure you.
Oh, yes.
Don't touch that!
What's this? What's that?
That's a very expensive
this?
pamphlet.
What's
a very
that?
expensive book. It's
Oh, what's
very,
this?
Very expensive fridge. No,
Ooh,
put
what's
it down.
this?
No,
Oh,
no.
I'm sorry.
It needs to remain where it is, so I know where.
That's
when I
shiny.
need it. Yeah, of course it is.
Can I have this?
No. Here, you can have this. I give her
Ooh,
one
what's this?
Shiny nut.
Like to a bolt?
There, isn't it shiny? Yeah.
I hope.
This is shiny.
It's a
Thank you so
magical.
much.
It's a magical nut. Here.
Really? What's it do?
When paired with its magical bolt partner, it makes you go away.
Where do
Get
I
out of
find
my
this bolt
laboratory!
part? Oh, sorry. Wow.
Gasto
Got some
finds
information.
Quaylen's rants amusing.
I'm gonna usher them out now.
Unfortunately, I couldn't find anything in my books about our current situation, so I fear we must seek higher powers in these art forms.
Yeah.
We should collect
That's all
our
good and
friends
well,
and
mate.
head to the Scholarum.
Wait a minute. No, before you went, where's the staircase?
Yeah.
Gazoo?
Staircase?
I didn't
Come-
drink anything last night. What?
Come now, there's no staircase. Through the door.
I saw you go up the stairs. Val, are those eggs okay?
If I could reach my leg high enough, I'd be kicking you out the door.
I think they're fine. I just.
Did you not see him go upstairs?
When he left, yeah, I waited for him to leave. He didn't come back the same way he left. Yeah. But it's his home. I don't know.
I'm very confused.
He's
Aster
got
is
a
going to
little
leave the
tunnel.
building.
Asto,
What?
Quaylen give you a thing called a bolt.
He did not.
Oh, shoot. Do you know where to find a thing called a bolt?
At the Fletcher, I would imagine, right?
Apparently, there's only one kind that fits this Not. Look at it. It's so shiny.
It is quite shiny.
I must pair it with its lost friend.
Right. Arthur's shaking his head and going to make his way outside.
And yeah, so as you guys sort of pour out in the street, the those magical lamps, those flameless orbs that had been illuminating the streets are gone, or dim. The streets are filled with robed figures and hooded, all different races, sort of meandering through. Large carts float by. Some of them not even wheeled. It's quite magical. In the sights now at the outside, you can see those elaborate houses are just even more bizarre. The way they just random shapes and sizes all throughout the town, different styles, as if from all across the world, are just sort of placed somehow in their plots. The wall behind you, maybe 40 feet high, just above it, you see the large spinning onion domes of the Scalarum, painted in all different colors. Of these majestic tops to these towers are sort of glinting in the sun. As you guys make your way back to the Red Raven, Hayes, Gremnik, what are the rest of you guys doing?
Gremnik's wasting no time, consuming food and beer before he knows they're gonna have to leave. He's making the most of his time after he wakes up.
I get up, get my things, go downstairs, and I ask, excuse me, innkeeper, could you boil this, please? I hand him the egg Val gave me.
Oh, yes, of course. Of course, sir.
Thank you kindly.
And you look around now, and there are several other patrons, like laughing and talking to each other, eating their breakfast.
Hayes doesn't come downstairs right away.
After several more minutes, Kazoo and everyone else arrives. That you see the table where they were laughing, they get quiet real quick.
Shoot, we forgot those cups.
Ow! You're
I
right.
put them right by the door.
Where's Robert? Does anyone see Robert?
He hasn't come down yet this morning, Master.
Oh, hey, Dean. Yes. How are you? Hey, top of the morning to you.
Yes, good morning, sir.
About your cups.
Yes, of course. You get me on the next one.
As soon as Robert comes down, well, I get him to take Mark, and Mark will collect them. All right.
No, that's fine. So, Mark, that's what happened the last time. We don't need Mark carrying any cups.
I think Val might have broken most of them last night in her cleaning anyway. Terribly sorry. Here's 10 gold.
Yeah, it's quite all right.
No, I insist. I've already removed it from my pouch.
Don't do many dishes, I guess.
Well, it does make that part of the job quite easy. Anyways, the usual, sir.
Yes, of course. Tea for me.
And what about your compatriots, Miss?
I would
Breakfast?
like to try this tea.
Yes, of course.
No, thank you. I'm full,
Yes, I would imagine so.
as they say, as I cram 3 of these eggs into my mouth.
So he rushes in the back to get your tea and everything ready. Quaylen, make a perception check. Oh, maybe not Quaylen actually. Well, let's do Asto.
$13.
So you notice the table that had gone quiet when you guys entered is like quickly finished their breakfast and has begun starting to try to slink out the door.
Why are you leaving so soon, boys?
What? I'm sorry.
You was all laughing and joking a minute ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
He sort of turns and looks at his friends, and they kind of shrug. I beg your pardon. Magus Kazoo, is it? Has it been 4 years already?
And just who are you? That you know who I am.
Oh,
Of course,
yeah.
many people do, but
Asto's gonna step in front of you.
You probably you wouldn't remember me. I was in your introduction to the history of Netheril and Gnomish for beginners. Not six or 7 years ago. You failed me twice.
you most likely didn't have what it takes.
Yes, yeah, me and the majority of the class apparently. No, we're just curious. Are you're coming back to teach again?
Hardly. I am currently on something else of a mission. I won't be returning to the college for some time.
You see like this wave of relief. Okay. Oh, yeah. Good. Well, that was all. Anyways, we've got to, of course, get to our classes.
Not Netherese, I hope.
Good day, Magi. And they sort of rush out.
Nope, don't remember.
Hey, you forgot your...
1,000 like him.
So as you guys settle in for breakfast, your tea's been drunk. Still no sign of Hayes.
Hey, priest, Mr. Adeptus, oh wise one, was one egg enough for you?
Well, I'm trying to watch my cholesterol, so, I suppose it's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah. Because, I do have more. Cooked. Perhaps boiled.
Dear priest, where's Master Hayes? Where's Kalida? You're doing sitting there all by yourself.
What? Yeah, never mind that. What about these boiled eggs you speak of?
Well, I was thinking, I could give you one for 1 silver, but every time you want one more, the price doubles.
Yeah, I mean, what do I care about a silver piece?
Exactly.
I'll take them all now.
Well, for everyone on top of the one, so your first one is silver, your second one is 2 silver, and third one is 4. And...
Whatever, I'll give you 5 gold. Be done with it.
I'll give you 4 for 5 gold. And 1 on the house.
You're not good at maths, are you?
Maybe I'll give you 3 for 10 gold. Just take it. I hand him all my eggs. I can't do this. I can't keep this up.
Well, this is quite a Look at all these boiled eggs.
Yes.
Uh,
30
uh,
or so are there.
Quite a lot of
Slaved all
eggs.
night cooking that.
Would you not care for a boiled egg?
I ate 3.
3 isn't
I'm stuffed
nearly
now.
not enough.
I
I mean,
don't
you're
know.
already strumming yourself. You need energy.
Okay. I'll eat more.
Have some more.
Okay.
And you, Master Sailor, would you like a boiled egg?
Asto, he's talking to you.
Stowe's gonna walk upstairs to the rooms and start opening doors until he finds Hex.
I think
No,
he got
never
his
mind
egg
him.
filled last night.
I beg your pardon?
I said I think he got his egg filled last night.
As you make your way down the hallway towards the last room, you try to open the door, but it won't budge.
I'm gonna bang on the door. Master Hayes, you in there?
You just hear a bunch of like it's the sound of things being knocked over and like a bang up against the wall, and it sounds like there's things are being flipped over and a lot of commotion behind the door.
Gonna attempt to boot the door open.
Just using strength.
That's what I gotta use.
Make a strength check.
Man, I'm just so heroic.
You just attempt to throw all of your weight against the door, but it just will not budge. Maybe
Hey,
magically sealed.
Magically. What? Deptus, Val, come here. I need assistance, please. Is Grimnick here?
Yeah, Gremnick's like filling his face and drinking and just like trying to load up before he's made to leave the bar, trying to like top up his tanks.
Beautiful. Master Dwarf, come here. I need something bashing.
Ah!
Gremnick looks up from his pile of food and wipes his face on the back of his sleeve.
You say bashing?
Yeah, bashing. Come here.
With that, he bangs his fist against the table and jumps to his feet.
That alerts Adeptus. What's going on? What needs bashing?
I don't know, there's
You leave that
sounds like
child
a
alone, you ruffian.
Come here.
What are we clobbering?
This doorway. Alright, Master Hayes, I can't get in. It sounds like there's a fight going on inside.
Fight? Yes, he said against my wishes he barricaded himself in. He's paranoid after Val stabbed him.
He's kicking
figures
his
it'd
own
be the
ass.
elf
There's something going on in there.
Right, well, Master Grimnick, do your thing. Verily, in the name. Lysander, bless this door kicking.
That's an 11.
So at 11 does it. I mean, you managed to shove it open. So something heavy behind the door just sort of scrapes against the floor. And with several other loud banging, it pushes open about 1.5 feet.
Gremnick follows through, bursts in with his flail at the ready.
We're coming for you, cat!
You see a still with pants on, but a shirtless Hayes with a rat the size of a small feline in his mouth. Blood's like all over the place. Looks over, incredibly embarrassed on all fours.
Is there more of them?
Gremnick looks around for more rats ready to like just start bashing.
Is it Raksasha? He says he's being assaulted.
No, I think that'd be a rat cat, sir.
This is not what it looks like, I swear. Oh jeez, I'm covered in this stuff. Breakfast? and I throw the rat at Gremnik.
And then just pokes his head out underneath Gremnik, just sort of sideways in the wedge of the door.
Gremnik does his best to grab the rat out of the air.
Ain't no mole, but can't say I ain't ate rat before. Looks like a good one, cat.
He stands up as straight and as like a humanoid as much as possible, and he tries to look dignified despite the fact that his fur is all disheveled and all the fixtures in the room have been turned over. Okay. Oh boy.
You might have to flip the house cleaning an extra gold for this.
It is crawled in my window at night. This I couldn't,
Perhaps
Okay,
it was the Raksasha. Maybe we're all free.
You think that long legs knows much about cooking rats?
Gremnik like eyes up the carcass.
Do not disgrace this place by asking him to cook that.
Don't know what you're missing out on, long legs.
Yeah.
I am so sorry. Oh jeez. Okay. It's that time already. Okay. I tell you what, friends. I'll clean this up and I guess I'll meet you downstairs. Oh, you really weren't supposed to see that. Okay. Okay.
You just remember, cat. You go squirreling yourself away, barricading the doors like you're just giving me more things to clobber. I really don't mind none.
You could have been attacked. I told you this is a perfect example.
I was attacked. Did you see that thing?
Precisely. Maybe now you will heed what I have to say.
I got it good though. Look at it. It's real dead.
Yes. Good cat. Good cat.
Yeah, you did fine.
Okay, I'll clean this up. I will. I'll meet you downstairs.
Don't tally too long. We have important business today.
Okay. And I start kind of sweeping the floor with my tail and picking up my tunic and flipping over the bed.
Back down in the first floor of the tavern, Quaylen, Robert appears and he rushes up to you.
Master Kazoo.
Yes. Good morning, Robert.
I made this for you, and he
pulls out this small, like little wooden doll. The joints are sort of they're made with these little holes in them, and there's little bits of twine that allow it to sort of the joints to sort of hang loosely on the arms and the legs.
He goes, "Look, it's Mark 1. Well, maybe Mark 2.
Yes, so it is. Yes. You may just get into the Scalarum, yes, Robert. Yes.
Oh, thank you, sir."
He pokes the arm a little bit.
He just sort of swings.
I go to give it back to him.
Hey, do you not want it?
Oh, it's for me. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I guess it's stupid.
No,
Fine.
no,
It's
it's great.
Just
It's no, I love it. You know, I'll put it on my mantle at home.
okay.
Thank you, Robert.
Are you leaving now? You and your friends?
Yeah. At some point, yes. We have important business to attend to. We can't stay long, fortunately.
But you'll be back this evening?
Perhaps. Most likely. We'll see.
All right. Well, Is Mark outside?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, great.
Why don't you show this to Mark? I think he'll appreciate it.
Yeah, I will. And he grabs it and rushes out the door.
Dear God.
I slowly make my way down to the bar, very quiet, not saying very much, kind of embarrassed.
Gremnick's trying to explain to Dean the finer points of cooking a rat.
Master Dwarf, I don't know how you procured this vermin. I will not sully my kitchen with rat. I apologize. I understand this may be a delicacy where you come from, but I assure you, it is not in here. And yes.
So different from mole.
Quayling, could you please?
Gramneck, he's not cooking a rat.
Oh, no, he didn't ask him to cook that rat, did he?
Yes, he did.
He ain't even giving it a chance.
Told you.
I'm sorry, Cat. They won't cook it.
That's why would I be upset that we won't cook a rat? Kremnik, make sure you put it aside. That's a good rat.
Gremnick nods agreeingly and tucks it away in his
Be happy to have that tomorrow night.
I'm terribly sorry, dude.
It's quite all right.
I would say they're not usually like this, but
yes, that's fine. Another night, you say?
I'll try to make it as quick a trip as possible.
Yes, well, good luck. So as you guys make your way outside and begin to head to the, you're heading to the Skull Arm.
Yeah.
Immediately?
Does anybody like to look around?
Yeah, Val needs to go to the Fletcher.
No, this is the time for a shopping trip.
Why on earth would she need a Fletcher?
She's just looking for a bolt.
Oh.
The shiny one's companion.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes.
Any clues to where I could find this?
Not at the Fletcher.
That's a good clue.
I hope I've been helpful.
I as much as I love to go and check the city out, maybe figuring out the Raksasha should be paramount.
I concur that this should be the direct course of action.
We do have quite pressing matters at hand.
Yeah, and gnome. You think you'd have time to perhaps be inquiring about me kin?
Yeah, I'm sure we can visit. I'm sure there's some section somewhere covers.
Learn more of the road ahead, mayhap. Prepare ourselves.
Didn't you say they'd worked for coin?
You're looking for geography and topography. I'm sure we can pick up. What was that about coin?
Didn't you say they had worked for coin? Perhaps this place has hired them at some point and may have information.
Aye, you'd have to mention it, that'd be likely. Be me kin, We've waged war on everyone. For everyone. Longlegs, elves, gnomes, halflings, more longlegs, dwarves.
He narrows his eyebrows.
Damn dwarves.
Well, if they're half as fond of gold as you, they'd follow it down a volcano.
Aye, and that's why there's no better choice when it comes to finding help to kill this damn thing. The gnomes people they may know, they might have some things to be telling us. But they be men of action.
Yes, the theory and the practice often don't coincide in one place.
I assure you, we will leave here knowing more than we had before.
So as you begin to make your way through the street, you pass essentially the town square. It is a large well in the center of the town, stone, large roots protruding from it. Is sprouting from the well is this massive, tall oak tree. The bark, this sort of aged, dark brownish white. Thank you. And the leaves, this sort of brilliant, bright greenish, like dark green, and it seems unaffected by the changing of the season. Behind it is this massive structure, large black iron gates, huge building. It looks like multiple, like 3 or 4 stories tall. Windows, it's large brick and stone, like windows every 5 feet or so. As you pass by it, you see myriads of different humans, half-elves, elves, some creatures similar to what Hayes was trying to describe. They look like they're the heads of dragons with these clawed hands on walking on 2 legs that you haven't seen too many of. Dragonborn, gnomes, halflings, all shapes and sizes coming and going in these multicolored robes and sashes. And as you make your way past a large park and a small cemetery, park here, cemetery here, you come across the gate. There's these large 40-foot stone walls, and then in the back of the gate is, or behind the walls as you get closer, is this massive building, multiple towers, no 2 tower looking identical, sprouting from all different parts of this structure, different sizes with these massive onion-shaped domes painted in fabulous colors. Archways extending throughout, like the construction is magnificent. And as you enter, there's a set of stairs, a large set of stairs that sort of lead into this open aired hall. The ceiling above you is maybe 40-50 feet tall, and you're watching as again, individuals are coming and going. Throughout the structure. As you enter, you come up to a small. You climb these steps to a small waiting area. There is people are sort of coming and going, but Kazoo, immediately this sort of bushy eyebrowed, like long beards, aging human, sort of looks up from a desk with a smirk as you approach. Master Kazoo.
It's you.
Yes.
Of course it is.
Who else would it be?
I don't think you even can die, can you?
Not yet. But, probably before you ever finish with that construct you're building.
If you would ever stop going down to the necromancy department, maybe I'd be a bit of you.
So, you still have 6 months of your education. What brings you home so early? Tired of the road?
I'll have you know I have made great progress on my thesis, as you can see behind me.
I can tell you we've had significantly less formal complaints filed since your departure. Are you looking forward to getting back to your scholastics?
I'm afraid I'm only passing through for a time, lucky for you. I only need to go to the conjuration department and possibly evocation. Speak with the magus there. Who's leading those departments now, anyway?
Well, there's a few professors on at the moment. conjuration, you say?
Yes, I think it would be best if we visit there first. It's the most correct pertaining to the situation.
Hold a moment. Yes, well, Edelflave as a class. I believe the Magus Wallcrest.
And it is Wallcrest we will go see.
Yes, he should be available. He's free for his office for the next hour or two. And these are your companions?
Yeah, they will be visiting with me. Show them around. I'll make sure they stay in between the lines, I assure you.
Please do.
It's a fancy place you have here.
Don't talk to him.
Oh.
He's
Wow.
a miserable old man. I have nothing nice to say to you, I assure you.
Well, aren't I kind of used to that now?
I don't know who you're calling old.
Oh, you're
Perhaps-
not old? You look like you're in your prime.
Yes,
Don't flatter him.
quite. What was your name, young lady?
Vidania.
Miss Vidania.
Ooh.
Egbert Bartlemus the Third, at your service. Grand
Egbert?
Magus.
Artemis the Third.
Yes,
Where did you get your title, Grand Magus?
from the Scholarum, of course. I
Of
put in my
course.
time, and
I was just testing you, making sure you're who you are.
wrote a very intriguing paper. I'm sure Master Kazoo has told you my theories on divination and its relativity to transmutation and the surrounding effects on...
Of course, he doesn't stop talking about it.
Oh, yes, of course, yes.
Yes,
He's
it
a
was
great-
quite
fantastic
revolutionary.
people, this-
Mm.
Quite, of course, yes.
Groundbreaking in its time.
Groundbreaking
And
in its
outdated.
time.
Outdated. You're willy
Yeah,
nilly
maybe
with
you
your
can tell
cogs and
Val
your
all
gears.
about
Is
it.
it even
and she'll
magic?
stay with you, and we'll move along.
Yes, well, I mean, if you've got the time, I'm sure, I guess I could summarize.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Grand Magus Egbert.
You see, it all started when I was in...
Calm down, let's go.
Nice guy.
He's terrible.
So, Master Quaylen, when are we to meet who we need to meet?
Well, I have to be quite honest. I've never met this Wallcrest, I don't believe. Maybe in passing, but I don't usually dabble in the conjuration department. It's somebody else's forte. I stay down in the transmutation and enchantment for the most part.
And as you guys sort of pass the waiting area, this large cathedral opens up. The spires and the towers at their bases, all in the surrounding wide open space. It seems to, they seem to span 80 to 100 feet to the ceiling. The ceiling is, painted stained glass with these arcane runes and depictions of. It's almost difficult to tell from this height. The room itself, you climb another set of stairs as it all seems to conjoin into this center sort of chamber in the center of this wide room where a large pillar stands with just doors surrounding it.
Let's see here. Let's see. Conjuration. This way. If I can remember this.
And you watch as Quaylen approaches one of the doors. He plugs 3 symbols in, turns the knob twice, pulls a lever, and the door opens.
Should do it. Yeah.
It's almost odd to the eye as you're looking through this column into a large hallway that seems to stretch quite a ways, made of wood. And as you step through, many of you get that sort of queasy feeling quickly as you sort of fill into this room. There's a nicely carved wooden doorway. It almost reminds you of the deck of a ship.
Come along, everyone through. Come along, come along.
Is it safe?
Of
This
course.
does not. I've never seen. You sure?
Of course.
How very curious.
His mouth is just a cape.
I
The
don't like this
mortality
none.
rate
Oh.
is only 5%. Get on.
This is kind of like what you have at your house. Oh, I mean, this is like that person's house next to you that you're. Is your neighbor's place.
Yes. My neighbor. Yes.
Nice
Did
guy.
you know?
His wife was lovely.
People at the Citadel had visited this place, but even their descriptions do not explain what I see before me. This is quite impressive, Master Gnome.
What you see before you is the compilation of all known history and of the arcane and collection of communities from around the world.
A stunning collection.
Oh, but this is merely a part, I assure you. We're in the conjuration department. There are 7 others.
Deptus' eyes widen as he looks around.
So much knowledge in one place.
As you pass by, you sort of see these offices, books lining them, each one decorated sort of individually. And you get to the end of the hallway where the last door where you see on the plate on it says Magus Wallcrest Conjuration.
There's the man we look for. Knock on the door here.
Hunched over his desk, nose deep in a book and writing with this sort of feathered quill, as another feathered quill takes more notes in a different book, seemingly of its own accord. You see this again. This is sort of large wooden desk, but the man himself, he's slightly pointed ears, as if half elven in nature. The long, dark brown hair, sort of curls a little at the ends. These sort of deep purple robes with orange sashes throughout them. He sort of looks up as you enter. Yes, I'm sorry. Office hours are from 12 to 1. If you need help with your stuff.
Yes, of course, I know that.
And he sort of looks up over the desk. Kazoo, you scoundrel. Back so soon.
Have you been?
He sort of stands up.
Have you gotten taller?
No, you've just gotten shorter, you old coot.
You'll regret that. How's everything been down here?
You know how it is, politics.
New Magus.
Several new Maguses this year. It's quite surprising, but I don't know where they're going to fit them all. Ergomeister talks frequently of potentially running out of pocket dimensions, but we've theorized this is quite impossible.
No, of course, they've got that theory down fairly sound by now. I was just telling them the mortality rate's down to 5%.
Yes, and how about you? Have you finally completed your back early because you've completed your construct, your living mechanical creature?
Quaylen kind of looked back so far. Not complete yet. There's still something missing that I can't quite ascertain just yet. But I'm following a trail that I think will lead me to exactly what I've been looking for.
Yes, well, you're running out of time, eh?
That
Perhaps.
seemed quite short in the grand scheme of things.
Yes,
but
well, you'll get it on the next run, I guess. I fear I will be teaching for another 12 years before I just wrap my head around this conjuration problem. It's quite elaborate. Someday I'll have to have you take a look at it. Maybe a fresh set of eyes from your sort of what do you call scientific perspective may help.
Perhaps, yeah, I can do what I can. You know, it's not really my forte, but
Yes, of course. And
outside looking in.
How rude of me. What do I owe the pleasure and all the company?
Yeah,
Of course.
come into a bit of a predicament. I introduce you to my party. Val, Hayes. He starts pointing at them. Gremlin, Asto, Adeptus, Kalita.
Hello.
Charmed.
Yes.
At your service.
Well, any friends of Quaylin's is a friend of mine. How may I assist you? Is there some sort of ailment?
Well, maybe you can help us. Maybe we don't need to bother the Magus with this. Perhaps you have a fairly sound archive of information here. You see, my friend Hayes here has been unwittingly and unfavorably been cursed by some
Curse, you
sort
say?
of
He
conjuration.
immediately rushes over and starts poking at you and lifting up your arms and saying, "Curse."
No, I'm better now. It's okay, but the thing that caused the curse is still very much at large.
Which kind of curse is it? Philibert's ferocious flatulence, perhaps?
No. But you're getting warm.
Devilry.
Devilry.
Terrifying face of Raksasha every time I close my eyes to sleep.
His eyes sort of get wide for a moment. I'm sorry, did you say a Rakshasa?
I believe that's what they're called.
Quaylen, what have you gotten yourself into?
It does seem to be quite the predicament. There's not so much literature as it's a very old type of operation. But nonetheless, Master Hayes here must somehow see it's removed.
Well, I don't see any signs of a curse, per se. What are your symptoms? What are you experiencing? A typical, if I recall, and he starts rifling through the bookshelf. Rakshasa.
Well, not cursed right now. It pursues us.
Celestial and yes, devils of the nine hells. All right. And he takes this old dusty tome, puts it down on the desk. So you're being pursued, you say?
Yes, it is now attacked us twice, and every slash with its claws leaves us with this inability to sleep without seeing his face. We have been cured of that part of it, but we are still hunted.
Yes, very little information, although from what, if I recall, what was that Professor Quaylen who taught the demonology and devils?
Was he that one in Evocation?
Yes, and God, I can't remember. I don't even know if he's still alive at this point.
I'm not sure. He always stood
It
at
had
the
to be
back.
50,
really
60
saying
years
much.
ago. Yes, I don't.
It's rather creepy, actually.
Yes, he went on and on about the dark arts and anyways, from what I recall, so as with what I can tell you, most devils cannot be killed per se.
Oh, good.
Yes, it's quite troublesome. They can be imprisoned. They can be tethered. You can make some sort of contracts with them, although they are particularly clever beings. So trying to, it's recommended not to even summon them or bring them into this realm because they are, even the wisest wizards have been fooled by these creatures. The eons they have to master the art of trickery and cunning, if you will. But if they are destroyed on any plane outside of the Nine Hells, their form manifests back down in hell in its larval state. You see, the devils, they sort of grow from these weird lava, and the more souls in they consume and the more power they retain, the higher the status becomes. So it's quite an interesting cycle, not unlike the purple worm commonly found north of Orxis.
Come now, they don't want to hear about the purple worm. You're obsessed with the purple worm.
It fascinates me. Fascinates me. A fascinating creature. I promise you. If you come across one, please take notes.
I'm sure you're quite sure you have enough notes for all of us.
Yes. But ultimately, yes, to kill any devil from the Nine Hells, you must kill it in the Nine Hells, unfortunately.
That serves as quite the problem. See, we don't want to go to the Nine Hells.
No, I would absolutely not. Why would anyone want to go to the Nine Hells?
It could be fun.
Well, I can assure you, the Rakshasa is just the tip of the demonic iceberg, so to speak.
Wait, what's Plan B? What's our other option? You gotta have something for us.
Surely it has weaknesses, or...
You mentioned a curse. I mean, are you aware of how if somehow someone did someone like form a contract with this creature, or did you happen to just, I don't know, step on its tail by accident?
No, it came after us. I'm quite sure there is a contract on Master Hayes' life.
Yes, I mean, as far as you could always attempt to end the contract.
If to do so, we would have to find the consignee of said contract. That could work. How would we do that? How would we locate that?
Oof.
Who would we go see? Someone has to know.
Do you have any enemies, Master Hayes?
I made some.
I would start there.
Most people he's met, I assume.
Here's the thing. It's not above. We've come close to killing this thing a couple of times now, but every time it seems that we go to strike the final blow, it steps through some sort of doorway, some sort of magical doorway or portal or something like that.
Yes, precisely, and we can never get the final blow on the creature. Perhaps is there a way to hold something in this plane of existence so it could not flee in such a way?
Aye, nail the giant's feet to the floor, like.
Nail the feet to the floor. Well, I guess it is possible. How long will we be staying, Kazoo?
In the current circumstances, we'd like to make as short a stay as possible to be on our way before we cause any trouble.
It's not because it's not unheard of. To take, I mean, devils themselves also have an essence. You see, a soul similar to ours. It would be possible. And he seemed like rifling through the books and then like scratching his head. Yes, you think? It's the same principle as you would know better than I. Enchantment similar to your research, but back in the stories of sentient objects, your elemental urns or jinns or even weapons that supposedly contain the souls of great heroes, things of that nature. It is possible to sort of bind that essence, and I've even heard of weapons that contain the souls of demons and devils. I mean, I guess it would be possible in essence if you had the right conduits. But as far as what that would take, it's a little outside of my area of expertise, unfortunately.
Quaylen kind of like fingers one of like his rings he has on, kind of just rubs it a little bit.
Yes, I suppose it would be quite similar. You would just have to find an object that was able to root a demon and the essence and hold it, not disposed of.
Wait.
Does it have to be any special object, or can you just pick up like a broom or something?
I'm afraid it would likely have to be a special material that could contain.
Yes, the container would have to be prepared. Yes, and reinforced magically. Several. Again, you're dealing with a Rakshasa, and magically they are near immune to some simpler forms of the weave. And
you don't say.
yes, quite. It's quite remarkable. You see, it has something to do with the nature of, again, the sort of the way that the devils acquire their power. It's quite fascinating, really.
Hey, Gremnick, don't you have that weird bag? That weird pouch?
What are you talking about? What
That
pouch?
pouch.
That what? Gremnick looks suspicious.
It's not gold, Gremnick.
Don't know what you're talking about. Oh, the elf's babbling again.
Come on, everybody was there.
Hey, Gremnick's got the bag. What of it?
Well,
Come now, Val. We're trying to come up with a plan.
I'm just saying, is there a way to maybe... I mean, you know how to make things bigger. This bag makes things disappear, from what you said, I think.
Yes. But if we didn't trap him first, he would just get out somehow.
What is this?
Unless the
What
bag
is this
is a
bag?
trap.
What is it? What are you talking about? It's like a bag of holding.
Bag of eating, the more I hear.
Fascinating.
I don't know much about it.
May I see it?
Quaylen, you inspected it.
Gremnick, show him the bag.
And Gremnick reaches into his burlap and pulls out the bag and holds it out.
You keep your fingers out of there now.
Yeah, don't put your
Fascinating. A bag of devouring. Very rare. Why are you letting them carry this around?
He came across it. There was no getting it back.
Interesting.
Ain't no letting Gremnick nothing.
I tried to warn him, really. I did. I've really just been waiting to see what happens so I can write a paper on it.
Well,
Right in paper.
Well, it's so interesting. Unfortunately, while good in theory, Miss, was it Val?
Yeah, I guess.
Yes, Miss Val. It's a good thought. The problem would be that these bags are rooted, much like their similar bags created for storing magical items, your normal bag of holding and whatnot. Similar to where we are now, they create a small pocket dimension that is essentially a portion of the astral plane, if you will, and so destroying the body of the creature in the astral plane will do you no good. It will simply reform in its larval state back in the Nine Hells and continue to hunt you viciously until it has slain all of you, I imagine.
Let's see.
That's fine by Gremnick. The bag don't get to eat it. Gremnick's gonna eat that thing.
Gremnick's gonna eat the bag?
No.
I would
the other
not
cat.
recommend eating the bag. It would wreak havoc on your digestive organs if it didn't swallow them and So, well, actually, I mean, if you do it, could someone please take notes? But
I will. Yes,
yes, of course. But so again, it's a similar circumstance, Master Gremnik. Perhaps I can say it slowly. If you don't kill the creature in its home plane, it will just continue to come back over and over again and hunt you down, and perhaps kill everyone you love. They're particularly vile monsters.
Hypothetically, say
I mean, it is a nature thing. Yeah. But
hypothetically, if we wanted to go to the hell plane, which we don't,
because you do not want to go to the Nine Hells.
but hypothetically, how would we go?
Hypothetically.
A friend of a friend wants to go. I don't know these people. I think they're great.
Right. If you hypothetically had a friend who was insane enough to dive into the Nine Hells to attempt to fight this thing in its home dimension,
which I don't.
Surrounded by creatures far worse than Rakshasa,
which I never want to see.
You would need an absolute master of conjuration. It's beyond even myself. Perhaps the Grain Magus. But yes, I mean, you to create that sort of gate. I mean, just the components alone, you would need a diamond, 5,000 gold pieces. A large diamond to focus up the energy and create the gate. And even then, that gate will last for a minute.
And then how would one get back? Hypothetically.
Provided you could cast such a spell, you'd have to do it twice.
In which case, the caster would need to be on the opposite side as well.
Quite right, yes.
Well, this has been enlightening, and I think that's a terrible idea. And I think we should keep looking.
I do as well, yes. I mean, your friend would be quite powerful and quite stupid at the same time, which is a rare combination.
Quite dangerous indeed. He looks over the group.
I just take the question back to the possibly binding its soul to something. What measure of control would the creature still have over the object that it is bound to?
An excellent question.
Well, very little, depending on the source and the level of reinforcement applied. It would be,
Would you be able to bind it to something like this? And I pull out my my magical rapier and show it to.
Potentially, it's very nice. The art, I'm afraid, is it's not. It hasn't been attempted in quite a long time. It's quite dark. It's sort of a vile thing to trap a creature for all eternities. It's not a practice one would typically, dabble in.
And somehow you and myself find ourselves in acquaintance with one who would know such things, don't we?
I mean, yes, but good luck.
He's not much of a talker.
So we find our options is go to a hill plane where we certainly would not survive. Try to... a terrible idea. Try to bind it to an object which is a little dicey on the morality side of things, or just let it hunt us forever until we take out the source of the contractor, I guess.
Yes, I don't envy the situation. It's quite terrible, but it was great to meet you, Master Ace. I think you seem like a lovely gentleman. Tabaxi, correct?
Okay, wow, you actually know, yes.
Of course I know.
I-
Why wouldn't I know?
Yes, so just I would assume not many people outside, you know. I get those weird sort of looks.
It is rare. It is rare we see Tabaxi. They're not particularly inclined for years of study. But it's not impossible. I mean, we've had there one or two in the annals who studied with us.
But even they were a bit fidgety.
Hmm.
Yeah, they
You know, the
tend
kind
to go,
of
like to go
folks that
back.
you in class and they just constantly tapping at the table. These guys go, oh, mind. Oh, yes. What do you mean?
Hayes grabs his tail from whipping around and stills it for a second. Okay, so we're no better off than when we first came here. Okay.
But we are at the place for knowledge.
And yet, we went through the wrong door. We must go through another.
I wouldn't say we came here for nothing. I think trapping the creature is a wonderful idea. I see no ill morality in trapping a devil, ridding it from our plane, and stopping it returning so that it may grow once more. I would only say this was a just thing to do.
Aye, but do you think maybe we could clobber it, say, 2, 3 more times first?
The not sleeping thing, not so pleasant. I would not wish it on you, Gremnik.
Aye, I guess, maybe I didn't get such the bad end of that deal. I just got to, wail on it a bit.
Hey, the potions
Sounds like
were
a
good,
baby
though.
after.
Well, if he keeps going at this rate, I'm sure he'll have many more attempts at it.
You think maybe I just gotta clobber it real good, like hit it so hard it can't come back?
Well, it was a pleasure to meet all of you.
Terribly sorry for this.
No, it's quite fine.
It was lovely, though.
I do still get out. It's not here all the time. 2 more years and then back on the road, they say.
So, I guess our next stop would be the necromancy department.
Kizu, yes, if you could, just a moment of your time. If you...
Yeah. I'll catch up.
Wait, necromancy?
Are you serious about? It's the rumors. We don't know that they're true about Lawlock.
I'm out of options. There's nothing more I can do. I'm rather fond of the Tabaxi. I hate to see a sword stabbed through his back.
Yeah, it's quite a terrible fate. Well, listen, well, it's not. Again, these with the sages, it's hard to imagine that the process of lichdom is. I mean, while I see the merit, do you think it's true?
Anything is possible, of course. You've seen the things we've accomplished in such few years.
I guess yes, and realistically, it would. I'm sure they would know something, but he's been alive longer than the Scholarum, but and I guess if he that would be your best bet if you need to trap an essence, right?
He's the only one I can think of who would be able to do a spell of that caliber. Know the items we need in the regions required.
And he's a sage, so
Unfortunate,
worst he can do is not speak with you, but good luck. Be safe out there.
I'm not sure if he even likes anything. Do I bring flowers? I'm not sure.
I would imagine not.
I imagine.
But what do I know? I've seen a sage from far. I think I caught Ilmister once. He's stumbling out of a tavern, but I was too afraid to talk to him.
Oh, yes, he's quite the great man. I've said hello once. He didn't
Yes,
say
I
it
know.
back.
I know. I remember that. Yeah, that's all you
It
talked
was
about.
terribly embarrassing.
Yes, I know. I still don't believe you, but Anyways, good luck, my friend.
And she. Oh, come along. We have to go somewhere we don't want to go, and yet have to. So this keeps happening.
Hey, Quaylen.
Yeah.
What's this guy like we're going to meet?
Well, I really don't know. I've been lucky enough not to have to cross his path at a given time.
Whole place smells like dust and parchment.
You guys make your way back out the door, you're in that sort of massive corridor again. The ceilings it goes from being, just above your head to expanding 80 to 100 feet above. And with that, we will go ahead and take a break.
Right.
Oh, all this Quaylen backstory. I just absolutely love it. Thank you, everybody, for sticking in there and listening to our exciting bookworm talk. And we'll be back in just a minute.
Hey, everybody. My name is Ryan, and I play Haze of the Field of the Five Best Friends. Enjoying the story so far? Catch a live episode on Twitch, twitch.tv/2 charisma. Thanks so much. See you there.
And we're back. So stop
Good.
talking about everything you were talking about.
The history up on that hill, yeah.
Still very crude.
Cloacas.
Kobolds. Yes.
They're so cute.
Kobolds, that's what they're called. Sorry.
Kobolds.
Just $1 a day, you can adopt a kobold baby.
They eat dollars.
What?
So as you guys enter, you're back in the main hall of the Scholarum. Quaylen, you were attempting to go to...
I guess we're gonna go see, like, Death Incarnate.
Okay.
Is that what we're really doing?
But why?
It's up to you, man.
I mean, we have to.
It is
We have to at least seek him out.
What was this
Reindeers.
business of necromancy?
I think maybe you might want to stay outside. I've never even been in this place, and it's not somewhere I'd like to go, but it seems that we must.
What do you wish to find there regarding our problem? Or is this a personal matter?
No, not personal at all. It is pertaining to Master Hayes' current situation.
What do you propose? Raising the dead to fight the thing, or asking them questions?
No, I merely seek answers as to such a device that we would be able to hold the Rakshasa's energies within, so that finish this once and for all and have him off of our backs, so to speak.
And that comes on the Department of Necromancy's table, does it?
I'm afraid when dealing with the Devil's Plane, it does. And there's only one place that covers that sort of things, and that would be in the Necromancy Department.
Ooh.
So I completely understand if you'd like to stay here.
No doubt.
Go.
My curiosity is piqued.
Coming with you, gnome.
Oh my. Oh well. Do keep your arms and feet to yourselves, or they won't be yours anymore.
I'll keep me arms to myself. Armed. Well armed.
I'm not even sure I know the combination to get to the Necromancy Department. Give me one moment.
Well, one of your 7 departments isn't health and safety, clearly.
I'm afraid not.
Do I know the combination for the necromancy department even?
Yeah, of course. And you...
I just have to look back at the handbook.
yeah, I mean, because realistically, although they may be, it may be the more uncouth to some societies. It is a very, I mean, it's a form of magic. I mean, a lot of resurrection spells, not unsimilar to what Gremnik and Adeptus cast, are essentially the study of necromancy. And so there is, but regardless, you know the symbols. You lock it in. You did have to take necromancy courses in your, particularly in your first several years.
Beginners.
And as you enter them in, and the door opens. The room is the hallway is similar. That sort of dark wood hallway, dimly lit. As you guys enter, that same queasy feeling comes over you. Several of the offices are closed, although you do see a one door that is opened about halfway down on the left.
I suppose we head for that open door. Give it a little knock, I guess, and see if anyone's inside.
As you approach, the plaque on the door is Saracen necromancy. Looking in, you see a sort of tall, slender female elf, long black hair, this sort of tight-fitting dark robe that gets real wide at the at the openings and in the wrists, and this sort of trimmed with like white, sort of pale faced and in blue eyes. She turns towards the door and says, "Well, office hours are from 1 to 3. If you are looking for assistance with your necromantic studies, please return then."
No. This is more of a personal inquiry, if you will. I guess Saracen, was it?
Yes.
I've heard much about your work. Very, very profound. It's groundbreaking. Yes.
I'm sorry. Are you a magus here?
Yes. Quill and Kazoo, enchantment department. Pleasure to meet you. I haven't been down this way in some time.
Yeah, Master Kazoo. Well, of course. Well, how may I assist you?
I wonder if I may pose a hypothetical situation to you.
Yes.
I was looking for a more keen eye on a topic I'm not so versed in.
Necromantic in nature?
I believe it does have slight ties, or at least would fall under your department's special.
She sort of sits on the edge of her desk and folds her hands. There's a prominent humanoid skull sitting directly next to her. She sort of crosses her legs on the desk. Well, what is the question?
I suppose, hypothetically, one was under mark of death by a contract with a Rakshasa. How might one bind said Rakshasa's soul to an item to try to avoid the unnatural circumstances of death upon seeing Rakshasa?
Sort of narrows her eyes. Did Palin put you up to this? Is this some sort of joke?
No joke at all. I don't know any Palin. I assume also necromancy department. I don't have many friends around here. I don't have many friends at all, actually.
Well, at least 5.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my. It's a very, very specific hypothetical. But if you're dealing with a Rakshasa, I would say best to let it maybe kill your friend, and perhaps we can raise him from the dead.
Hypothetically, we didn't want him to die.
Mm. So you're trying to trap the devil.
Essentially, I believe that is what we are trying to hypothetically trying to accomplish.
Interesting. There are several ways to trap one's essence.
Yes.
But the
You don't mind if I take notes?
No, of course. I think it was
Yes.
Master Lawlock's 4th book on necromantic and in the use of souls as an energy source in relation to similar how to the devils use it. But anyways, the spell is commonly referred to as magic jar.
Magic jar. Yeah, oh yes, I've heard of such a thing, yes.
Yes, it forces the body to fall into some sort of like a catatonic state as it pulls the soul. And it enters a container, this sort of magical container, of course, which you must require, is part of the material components. And then the soul inhabits the container. It is aware of its surroundings, as far as I know. I mean, it's never happened, but it's based on the Master Lawlock's research. It is quite aware of its surroundings. And it's able to project itself if it's capable of such a feat, but otherwise it is trapped until it is dispelled.
Right. More time, hypothetically, for us to find the original co-signee of that contract, hypothetically, of course. Interesting. Yes.
Yeah. Pardon me, ignorance. When you're saying project, yeah, what do you be meaning?
I know.
Narrows his eyes.
Well, I mean, an astral, sort of an astral form, although.
Oh, here, take my seat, Gremnick. Jump out and kind of like push Gremnick into it. It's really quite interesting. Really, follow along.
See, the downside to this particular. The application of the spell was never meant to trap an individual. It's more to possess someone else, you see. So I guess there would be, yes, that problem of, particularly if you're dealing with some sort of devil entity, it could potentially project and possess someone else around you. But if there was no one else around, perhaps it could... interesting. It's quite a conundrum. Because if you slayed the body of the possessed inhabitant, would the essence still return to the 9 hells? I guess it's quite. I don't know. It would take some research and attempts, but it's possible.
Would you have any literature pertaining to this that I might possibly check out with my Magus card?
Yes, of course. There's this down in the library in the main hall. There's plenty of books on necromancy. Like I said, I believe it was Lawlock's 4th book or 3rd book. It's quite popular after the Curse series, in particular.
Ah, yes, I will seek it. Was there any more questions you had, Gremnick? She really does know her stuff.
So. Hypothetically, the word kind of falls clumsily out of his mouth. You say I clobbered this thing real good, and there's some left over. Are there any parts that might be of worth to you?
Well, yes, of course. I mean, yeah. I'd love to study the body of a Rakshasa, but I believe the only way to do that is to kill it in the 9 hells. If you repay all demons and devils when based on the studies we've seen, they seem to, without the The fuel, the body, it's sort of a manifestation on this plane, you see. So it just sort of crumbles into dust. Really is not much left.
Which we agreed, Gremnick, was a terrible idea. Yeah, I think that's no further questions. We thank you so much for your time.
Don't sound like good eating to Gremnick.
We'll just be, we'll be fetching that book. I'll check it out. If you ever need anything, I'm never in enchantment, but I'm sure someone there will help you. Thank you so much.
No, of course. Master Kazoo.
Yes.
You did. You have your friend sign the waiver.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I completely slipped my mind. Oh, not yet. No, I'm afraid.
Oh, what a shame. I mean, I just assume when this Rakshasa kills you and your friends, I would love to, particularly get a good look at the dwarf's body. The dwarven constitution has always interested me, and I always wonder about its applications after death. But no, it's neither here nor there. But if they do, keep me in mind, would you?
Of course. We must be off now. Come on.
Yes, no, of course. Good luck. Yes.
Gremnick kind of
what
like backs away unsteadily.
We should have never come to the necromancy department.
I just want to say, like, you're stunning. Anyway.
Oh dear. You yourself are quite beautiful.
Some people say I'm a 6.
No. Maybe an elvish 6. We don't see that many elves.
I like.
An elf on her worst day, dear.
Just hide my face.
Let's go get that book. This is getting really young.
Yeah.
We're all still here.
And if anything terrible happens, please keep me in mind.
Sounds like it ain't just dwarven constitution she's looking to study.
I'd give her my body.
Can we?
Aye. How much you give us for the elf?
Live or dead?
If only it was that easy. Yeah, purchase of corpses is strictly forbidden.
Well, you could buy her alive and make her a corpse. If that
So,
helped.
unfortunately, slavery also prohibited here in Illusk.
She wouldn't be a slave for long. I'm sure you could have stopped with that.
But if you volunteered...
Don't sign the waiver, for God's sakes.
Listen to Quaylen. He seems smart. Not that you're not. Beautiful and smart.
Oh, she's so very smart. We should be going so she can do more smart things.
Yeah.
That would be a smart thing.
It was very nice to meet you.
Oh, and you as well. Sign the waiver.
No, I don't want to. Maybe next time I'm here.
Good luck.
All right, now who do we have to see about this book? Now that that's over.
Aye. And whoever's holding it, are they gonna try and lay claim to me bones while I'm still using them?
I can't explain that. I'm so sorry. These are strange folk.
Aye. Pointy ears and necromancy.
Quaylen, so the library itself, I believe you have advantage on this, but it's just going to take time to search. So it depends on who is going to look with you, what the rest of you are going to do, because you have to sit and do some research, and it's going to take a couple hours.
Adeptus, you can read, right?
That I can.
Would you help me look for the volume on the Rocks, Fourth volume? Should
Why,
be
yeah.
somewhere in between here and over to that corner.
That just looks quite pleased by this. I shall endeavor to find the book for you, Master Gnome.
Now, can
So-
anyone else here read?
For the rest of you, I mean, this is essentially the single greatest hall of knowledge in existence, as far as any of you know. The main hall, as you look around, is just lined with hundreds of feet of bookshelves, tables where people are studying and reading books. Having access to this is just because you're able to walk in because you're, a magus. So, if anybody wants to look up anything, now's the time.
I would like to look up healing and resurrection.
Okay.
Literally anything on magical locks or traps or frequent labyrinth patterns and anything that of that nature.
Yeah, Gremnick's gonna look for like things about Hanseath's worship and history, and the accompanying intoxicants that gonna go along with said worship.
Okay.
Also, is there a book on animal handling?
You can try to look that up if that's where you're. So resurrection and animal handling.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course, there's a section on animal handling.
Val.
Yeah. I did want to look up something.
You can also message me if you want privately. Anybody that's doing any sort of research, I'm going to have you go ahead and make just an intelligence check. Quaylen, yours is with advantage. And Adeptus, you're also researching the same thing that Quaylen is, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
That's why so he rolls for the both of us, right?
No.
Oh, natural 20. Nice.
Nice.
Do I not have advantage also because Quaylen's sort of helping, or?
Quaylen has advantage because of keen mind. I think it's a gnomish. It's actually a gnomish trait,
Ah,
I believe. Something with rock gnome.
I have advantage on it.
I got a 16 on intelligence.
Intelligence.
Yeah, artificer's lore. It's artificer trait. Yeah.
I rolled a natural 2.
Intelligence. History.
A researcher. Your sage background. That's what it is. Researcher.
Well, they both of them.
Yeah. Everything.
The artificer lord does as well.
Yep.
Make an advantage.
Okay, so Quaylen, you have a natural 20 for a 27. Hayes has a 3.
What are books?
What are books? They're all around.
Ben, you have an 11. Gremnick.
Yes, sir.
Asto a 16. Adeptus a 15. And Val.
How that book is upside down.
Oh,
Is it history you said, or what was it? To roll. Sorry.
Intelligence.
Intelligence. Gotcha. Doing.
Not even a solid 6.
I imagine that Hayes and Val are just staring at the miscellaneous books, pretending to understand the contents within, and having a scholarly discussion about things they have no concept of.
That book you're reading is the history of a hoe.
Mhm.
The farming hoe.
It's
Round one.
no. This clearly is about the intricacies of magical farm implements. If you would know that if you read it, Quaylen.
Yeah, it was written in the 8th century Post Calamity by the Magus Bagon Taut. Or Thought.
Big on top.
Very famous man.
Pronunciation gets weird.
How do you pronounce this word? WAP?
So he gets into some real in-depth comparison between that and secretion from sharks. So the Google it.
Secretion from shark.
Google it. Anyways, yeah. So honestly, the two of you start, and then Hayes's tail keeps like banging into you because you happen to be sitting next to each other. Hayes, you find a bunch of like tomes on locks and locking mechanisms in the history of lock making, and you feel like real proud of yourself when you sit down and you start reading through, and they're just extremely dry, and it's just incredibly difficult to read. And then your frustration begins to wear on Val. Val, as far as you don't find anything on the individual. There are several tomes that explain the races of the Fae.
Okay.
But again, as you're trying to do your research, the tail just keeps whacking you.
Stop it.
No, it's got a mind of its own sometimes. I'm so sorry. It's anytime I get excited, I'm so. These are good. So the third tumbler in the. Oh, riveting. Okay.
Moving up the list, we get to Gremnik, who was researching. What was it? Booze? Something booze related?
Yeah, the worship of Hanseath and the ritual.
Oh, yeah. So you do find a bit about the same sort of bit that Adeptus told you. There's the first thing that comes out is Cassarda in Illusk, and the war with the Ogre King and the Drunken Queen, and the remnants of the dwarven kingdoms that existed in the Argyle Spine, and some reference to that. But again, it's a lot of information, and a lot of it doesn't have to do with the subject you're particularly looking at. So you don't find anything like current or by the time you get through that book. Plus, you got to sit there and watch Hayes and Val just fidget with each other for hours and hours, and it's your buzz is wearing off.
Darn elf.
What's that?
Now get your nose back in the book.
I can't. Tail is in my nose.
1/4 turn to the left signifies. Oh, jeez, so sorry.
I think you got the part on me that you don't wash.
I always wonder. Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
I think you missed a spot there.
oh! This kid, this one.
What is that, boiled egg?
And she clobbered him so hard that his reign was over. Yeah. That's pretty good.
We'll make a scholar of you yet, Master Gremnek.
Yeah, never get used to the smell of these places.
Hey, quiet down. No shouting in the library.
Sorry.
It's your first warning, priest. You mess with the bull, you get the horns. Asto, you again in doing what research, and there's a ton of very similar topics to what they're looking at, the necromantic tomes or everything else, and you find yourself wrapped up in another very dry tome about the relationship between divination and the weave, and how powers associated with godlike beings that come from Mount Celestia or any of the others somehow differs in source from that of it as well. It's just like it starts to drain on you. In the cover, you see the really old man at the entranceway that you met. He sort of looks over at you and gives you a little nod, and you look down, and it's written by Egbert Bartholomew III.
Love that guy.
Quaylen and Adeptus, on the other hand. Quaylen, with your 27, you find quite a bit. You find Larlock's fourth book, and in it he talks of not only what you, to your chagrin, feel like is not just theorized. I mean, this is in practice. It sounds like there were quite a few different attempts made and successful ones of containing souls. You find the magic jar spell, which isn't going to do exactly what you think it will. You can look it up, or I can link to it. But ultimately, something that's called a soul gem.
Adeptus, I found the book an hour ago. I'm so sorry, I forgot to tell you.
Keep it down. That one's very prickly.
I found the book.
Okay, I'm coming over. Right, what did you find?
I've learned quite a bit. It seems our best bet would be to find something called a soul gem.
A soul gem, you say?
Yes. I'm not sure. I don't know if it says where to find one.
Well, it does what it says on the tin, I say.
It doesn't say where to find one.
It doesn't, but it does go into how to create one.
I make things. Maybe I could make this.
Make one of these gems?
It's mostly different forms of rudimentary magic connected together to form a greater bond in a spell weave of sorts. It's possible. Can I
And
make
what
one
would
of
you
these?
need?
Looking at everything in the instructions, it looks like it would cost you roughly, and I'll have a list of supplies for you for the next session. But based on cost, maybe 1,500 to 2,000 gold pieces in basic supplies. The thing that does catch your attention is there's a particular crystal found particularly in the mines of Decanter.
Is that Gremnick's people? Or the lady?
Mm.
Lady dwarf?
Try again.
Wait. Where's that?
The mines of Decanter were in particular where one of the main places that rock gnomes were enslaved by the Netherese.
Oh no!
Ah, yes. Is that where they poured forth from?
These are the very things they had us slaving away for.
Partly that, yeah, and it was used particularly in the creation of Shardalin, which was a sort of mythical metal.
Yeah, be a dark place to go.
Good news there is that the mines of Decanter are, maybe 6 days travel away.
Are they in the same direction as the Lady Dwarf's people?
Well, you don't know where they are.
Oh.
It would be similar direction to where the Dwarven Kingdom was that they came from. before it was overrun.
Then, for a follow-up interview, I would like to find a book on that area, if I can, while we're still here, unless everybody else is done. Can I find a book like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me another one at advantage.
Intelligence again?
Mm-hmm.
22.
Yeah, so you do find Mir Zawad's Guide to the Argyle Spine, the Sunrise Mountains, and everything in between.
Have you ever read any of these words? They're fantastic.
An archaeological study.
So explanatory. It really is a must-have for any traveler.
Is this stuff that I might know about?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. Make a history check.
History!
Fuck yeah. Oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're very familiar with the history of Casarda, your history, and as well as with some of the the area surrounding the Sunrise Mountains. I mean, not so much the technical aspects of it, which the book Quaylen has, and Mira goes into in the middle of her odd romantic interludes chapters, goes into great scientific detail on stone types, crystal types, compositions, soil fertility, flora, fauna, and the mating habits of wyverns.
Very detailed.
You have a more generalized knowledge of the area, the history.
Ah, yes, I think I might know what you're talking about, Master Gnome.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with that area and its history. The Golden Cliffs of the southern shore.
It seems we have found our next beacon to travel to. Should we collect the others?
Yes, well, looking back, seeing Hayes and Val squabbling, and sort of Grimnick and the whole scene unfolding. Yes, I think we better intervene and save the dear patrons of this place the trouble of our company.
They've received a great gift this day. Too much of a good thing, they say.
Although, I suppose we have got what we came for. I mean, I would like to look around. They seem in no hurry. Although Master Grimnick seems to be a bit tetchy, has been stood still in one place for so long, and I haven't seen him drink or smoke anything.
You got a room here to be like this room, but for liquor instead of books?
He's talking to the prickly one again. You better intervene, Master Gnome.
Just shelves and shelves and bottles.
Don't ask the librarian for alcohol, Grimnick. Please. You'll
Perhaps you can direct him towards where the books on alcohol and concoctions with which to dull your mind.
We don't have that here.
The hell kind of establishment you're running?
Listen, I don't know what the novices speak of behind my back, but I do not drink while I'm in the Scalarum, and there's no circumstances would I be caught with an alcoholic beverage while doing my duty here. So please run along and take your fake news somewhere else.
And Quaylen kind of gives Grimnick a nudge and eyes up the thing. And he takes a step back. Just lets the situation unfold.
Grimnick kind of sidles up with the guy.
Aye, Grimnick believes you. Don't suppose you could go show me where not to have a good drink would be somewhere close by, would you?
Make a charisma check. Or persuasion check.
Let's get persuasive up in here.
A hobo charm.
23.
Damn, son.
He sort of looks side to side for a moment. reaches into like one of the long sleeves in his robe, pulls out a little flask. Make it quick.
And he is Gremnick's very quick. Like it's barely out of the man's sleeve when he has his hands on it. Undoes the stopper and just takes a long but fast swig. Like gulps a lot down in a short period. How is it? Is it any good?
Yeah, it's strong. Yeah, very, very strong.
Oh, you're a learned man, aren't you? I can tell by looking at you.
I ever told you about the time because you showed up to a lecture in nothing but his knickers. Claimed he forgot them. He was in such a rush, and just little Eleanor dangling at his side.
Gremnick slaps his thigh and takes another quick drink, like he's trying to get as much down as he can before the guy snatches it back.
That's quite. Right. Yes, of course. We'll never drink. Uncouth, uncivilized.
Aye.
Give it back.
Aye, of course.
Gremnick takes another quick nip before resealing it and handing it back furtively.
Now then, Master Kazoo, do you wish to check this book out?
What?
The book in your hand about the nearest one.
Yeah. Yes, well, I'll check this one out, and then this volume also, and Adeptus, did you find what you were looking for?
I did not. If you give me a minute to look, I'd like to look for books on sort of like criminology, possibly anything about the Iron Hand or how those kind of gangs operate and where we might find them, anything like that.
Well, since you've told me what you're looking for, maybe I can help. Can I help him?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, make yeah.
24.
A lot of different books on criminology, particularly ones on the the Zentarum and some of the major thief organizations that exhibit. There's also several references in some of Zawad's work, where she contracted and did some work with the Zentarum to get to some of the lesser known regions and get in areas where she couldn't. In particular, one of her last books where she has a particularly difficult altercation with them, but you don't feel like it's what you're looking for, particularly in relation to the Iron Hand. You don't find anything about the Iron Hand. Just some mythology about the caged ones, and some talk of an iron-handed demon. But it doesn't seem to have any relation.
Well, I say you look like a proper lawmaker with all those books open in front of you.
Ha! Maybe you'll make a lawyer of me yet. No, it's not quite as fruitful as I may have wished, but I suppose we should be off.
I suppose it'll just be the 2 volumes. What about the rest of you?
I am completely passed out, facing the book. Tail is still flicking all around, but Hayes is just he's asleep.
Gremnick just belches and scratches at himself a bit.
I'm just sitting there pretending to read a book.
Val, would you wake Hayes up, please?
Yes, of course.
I think we should be going now.
Put my hand on the back of his neck and just shake gently. Hazy.
Oh, with the proper application of pressure and the okay.
Yay! Question rate.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. There's a little bit of. I hope they don't mind drool on the page, and I just close the book slowly. We'll put this back.
I think we gotta go.
Okay. I just put the book back wherever. I don't put it in any special order. I just shove it wherever it looks like it'll fit.
As you do, you just put it in a random spot, and the book vanishes.
Oh. Okay. Thank you. This I don't like this place. This is wrong. Okay, let's get out of here, please.
Will that do, Master Quaylen? Just the one novel?
The two, actually. We'll take this one along also. I'm sure you have plenty of these.
Larlock's fourth novel. Very interesting. Yeah, I mean, have you read his first series?
Not my forte, but so many interesting theories, you know?
As well, one must always take the words of the sages seriously.
Such fundamental work in these first few volumes.
You know, death is
I thought I would
part
give them a read.
of nature. It's part of living and breathing. You want to know more. You deny it than you could a dragon or a goblin's nature. Yes, it is our destiny to be mortal and die. Well, some of us, I guess.
Yes, of course, some of us.
Not me. I'm still spry and young as ever.
Yes, of course you are.
But there's a odd one. I know you've read this before. Were you a Harvey or a Farvey? I can't remember.
I thought it would be a rather nice campfire book for the elf.
Yes, yes, I could see that. Well, you know the rules. The failure to return the books and immediate expulsion, and of course your corpse will be used. Well, will be.
I've signed the waiver.
Yeah. Yes, okay, excellent. Well, I wish I could say I had a great time.
It was terrible seeing you as always.
Yes, quite. As you guys, make your way down the large stone stairs, back outside to the open air, the sun is still relatively high in the sky now. Hours have passed. You're getting closer to evening. You seem to have a direction, but what are you doing?
Gremnick's trying to convince everyone to go to a tavern.
Well, yes, there's the one across the street, but it's so much calmer at the other.
Calm. Give me chaos. Something to bounce off of.
So are we looking to get one of those? What did you call it? A soul gem?
Yeah. It says here that we right where to find them. It's not the greatest area, part of town, so to speak, but we should be able to accomplish our goals if we were to acquire one.
What do you know where we're going?
We have a location.
Yes, with the Douglas's help, I was able to find the fourth volume. Larlock's. And we have devised a plan of which we will be able to spare Master Hayes from perishing. Yes.
Oh, good. So what is this?
It is a favorable outcome. Yes, I agree.
Oh, I'm glad you believe so. I like having a life that is. I don't want to end up in that apartment that we were just at. That woman was very unsettling.
You're so young.
I'm not that young. I'm not a child, Quaylen.
It's a good rookie.
How old are you? For a tabaxi, I have no scale of measurement.
It's about the same as a human, I believe. I'm a little young. I am 20.
Ha! Taking naps longer than that.
I would not be considered a child amongst my people, but oh no, I still have some time left in me.
How How long do your people live?
About comparable to a person, I think. If I ask the book that I have here, hold on. I'm not wrong about this. Yeah, that was roughly about same as a human, about 70 years or so.
Fascinating.
But so what? What is the plan?
Well, I suppose if you wanted a souvenir, now would be the time.
A souvenir of the? I don't know what. They're just giving away gifts at the door here, or what?
No. I meant if there was anything you wanted to purchase before we were on our way. We have a location, we have a goal, we have a mission. Best, as we said, not to linger any longer than necessary.
I imagine the market's still open. I would very much like to visit it since we are here.
No, several accommodations. From what I can remember, there's a blacksmith and an alchemist and a jeweler and even an enchanter in the market.
Wouldn't mind seeing what your people got for, clobbering.
Yeah, well, they have a general store that just mainly makes mugs. I think you'd find that quite nice.
I would not mind just doing some sightseeing, but that enchanter sounds interesting.
Yes, I've just recently remembered it. I'm just going through right now.
So are we heading out right away after that, or are we spending one more night in the where was it, the Red something tavern? I'm terrible with names.
It's the Red Raven, yes.
We'd have to stop to fill our bellies and sing our songs for the night, eh? Eh?
Hooray!
I
Not
believe
you,
Val does still have some of those boiled eggs.
I gave them all to the priest.
Fear not, I am willing to share. One good deed deserves another.
So as you guys head off to, I guess find, do a little bit of shopping before you prep. We will do that outside. Just let me know. We'll see what you're looking for. I'll show you the list, and I think we'll call it there for the night.
All right.
As you guys begin to set off and finally another new direction to the Mines of Decanter.
Nice.
Were you just adding this stuff? Because I just saw all the stores, just seen that part. 6, 7, and 8.
I'm always doing something, Quaylen.
Yeah, I just looked at it, and then all of a sudden it was there, and I figured it might be worth bringing up that such locations existed and were already.
Yeah, my fear is if we start shopping, it's going to be another hour of me doing weird voices.
Oh, yeah, I want a hag.
But I like it.
What? A hag with a speech impediment and a limp, even though if you could convey that through phonetics, that'd be great.
Rosamund might be.
Well, handsome boy.
Is that Rosamund the jeweler?
What would you like to purchase?
Oh God.
Oh no. Oh no.
This one's a solid 6 for sure.
You can't handle my strongest potion.
The potion seller. Wait, who's the potion seller? Let me see. Alchemist.
Yeah, no.
I imagine your potions bring all the boys from the yard.
Damn right, they're better than yours.
Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us and listening to our weird, stupid voice stuff. RP heavy episode. I promise I'll try to kill everybody next week. Make sure you thank you to the new followers. Thanks to the Griffin Saddlebag, 2-Minute Tabletop, BB War Games, Everybody who is hitting us up on Instagram, the stuff on Instagram right now is hilarious and just keeps growing that community. So absolutely love it. Do not be afraid to hop in our Discord. All that information is in the panels below. And we will see you, well, obviously for Charisma Check in 2 days, where we discuss. If you guys have any questions about my process or what these guys do, D&D stuff, or just want to talk nerdy with us in general, come hang out with us on Thursdays. Same happy time, same happy place. But otherwise, we will see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
I'll see you next Tuesday.
Thanks.
Why do you always say it like that?
So much fun.